Hey, True Believers Englentine here with another Costumes and Cosplayers. This time we're talking about Supergirl. It's very simple. First I'm going to count down the worst Supergirl costumes. Then we're going to see the middle of the pack. Then we're going to count down the top 10 best Supergirl costumes. And then we're going to see some cosplayers ranked from worst to best. So kick back, relax, and enjoy. At number 10 for the worst Supergirl costumes, we've got the Supergirl onesie. I think they're trying to mimic the original Superman costume, but the big S on the belt, the lack of the outside underwear, really does this costume injustice. Overall, it looks like some long underoos. Number 9 is the Supergirl Enterprises costume, and if Ava Gabor was ever hired to play Supergirl, this is what it would look like. Seriously, the muff, well, you know what I mean, guys. The coat, the whole 9 yards, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Number 8 is this body sock from Supergirl Elseworld's Finest. It's obviously playing off the whole Superman aesthetic, but with the big boobs and short hair, it looks more like Power Girl than anything else, and it may be. I haven't read it, but it just does not work for me. Coming in at number 7, we have Supergirl in what I can only describe as medieval jester tights. That's it. Look at it. The cape's draped over one arm, the red tights, the big fat belt with the big loops. Not good. Who approved this? I know at number 6 we have the Flamebird armor, and I know this was a popular story with some people, but I always believed she just resembled a DC ripoff of the Destroyer armor. This does not work for me. And is that spikes in her back? Is she like a dinosaur? What's going on with this? At number 5, we have Supergirl from 1 Million. Her name's Ariella Kent. There you go, guys. Afro, the broken S. She looks like a waitress. She does. She looks like a diner waitress carrying that thing. I like Jimenez, but this really just calls out that, hey, I'm trying way too hard to be cool. Yeah, that's why I don't think it works very well. I don't think it's Supergirl. At number 3, we have the really what the freaking hell costume. She's got folded over pirate boots. She's got what looks like a wrestler's belt on. Maybe that's an apocalypse thing. I call it the truss and biker shorts costume. It looks so fugly. The square neckline, there's not a wise choice on this entire thing. At number 2, we have Sarah L. The costume here, I can't imagine. Somebody said, hey, we're going to design a new Supergirl costume. It's like, oh, screw it. I really don't want to do this. And they came up with the most boring design ever. Well, I don't know if ever. You know I'm being hyperbolic. Point being is it sucks. And the number 1 worst Supergirl costume is Supergirl, the Killer Matrix. Look at this thing. The big hair, the spikes, the cape that flops out, going in different directions no matter which way the wind blows, straps everywhere. If you threw on a couple of pouches, you would have Rob Liefeld's wet dream right here. There you go, gang. That was the top 10 worst Supergirl costumes. What we're going to look at right now are the middle of the pack. I'm just going to put on some music. It'll take just a couple of minutes, and then we're going to have the top 10 Supergirl costumes as well as the cosplayers. And yes, the cosplayers are on this from worst to best, so we're ranking everything.
I know you're gonna dig this. Dig this. Dig this.
makes you wanna groove.
All right, and now for the top 10 Supergirl costumes. Starting off at number 10, we have the costume from Superman Unbound. Of course, you got the bare midriff, the kind of sports bra-looking thing with a square neckline rather than a round or a plunging one. I really think this is a good costume for a good movie. At number 9, we have the Supergirl evil black costume. Yeah, whenever she was Dark Supergirl, she wore it. I know this gets there's a lot of controversy with these two costumes right here because of course she's young and it's very revealing. Even the Bird doesn't like it. It's basically the same thing. So if you haven't figured out already if I like the black costume, then obviously at number 8, we're going to have the other one. Once again, it's a little ridiculous with how short the skirt is. I always thought it was drawn well. However, how long is her back? How long is her spine? Not a big fan of the belt buckle thing, but that was something going on with the 90s with the loose belt hanging down. Overall, though, it's a good design. And, like I said, I like them. Coming in at number 7, we have the TV show, the CW crossover, where we had SS Supergirl, and that's the nicest way to say it where I don't get demonetized. But I really dug it. I like the colors. I like the design. I think she wears it well, and it worked, and it was kind of functional. It really did work in this show itself. I wish I could find one with a face mask because that looked really cool, but liked the crossover, loved the suit. At number 6, we have the Smallville Supergirl in a classic Supergirl outfit. Of course, this time bearing the midriff, but not the belly button. Yeah, not the belly button. Check it out. But, I enjoyed Supergirl in this show. So, Smallville also, by the way, is one of my, if not the best TV show with a superhero. Yeah, except for now there's Doom Patrol, isn't there? Anyway, I really do love the design, and of course she looks good in it. At number 5, we have the DC Bombshell Supergirl. I'm a big fan of the DC Bombshells. The comic book's okay. The first volume, definitely. The second volume has its ups and downs, but I've always liked the designs, and Supergirl here is one of the better ones. And I gotta say, I do like the stockings riding up a little bit over the boot. Look, the animated universe there, the Paul Dini stuff, you're not going to get me saying a lot of bad stuff about this. At number 4, we have Superman, the animated series Supergirl, and it looks good. It's kind of like Kara from Smallville, but you'll notice that the belt line is at a V instead of straight across, and the neckline is a little bit higher, and here she shows the belly button. But for my money, as far as the animated adventures is concerned, I guess this one, I don't know what you would call it. I wouldn't call it the schoolgirl because I've got one coming. But the white, the blue skirt looks really casual, like the headband, the short cape, almost like wear round boots. This is from Supergirl Adventures at number 3. Very cool costume. At number 2, we have DC Superhero Girl's costume. Remember how I said it looks like a schoolgirl? Because she's a schoolgirl. This looks like what somebody would put together from their school uniform to go out and play superhero. The Converse, the regular skirt, the shirt, it's not too revealing. It's exactly what, I guess a high schooler would be wearing. The collar poking out from the top. I love the functionality of this outfit and the fact that they are actually students. It is perfect for the character. It is perfect for what this cartoon is and who Supergirl is in the cartoon. My number 1 is classic Supergirl, which I think is represented in the middle from the movie, and on the right there are a little bit differences. What with the boots and everything, I could have separated these two, but really it's very minor details. Obviously the coloring that would be in a comic book versus what we would see in real life. But I've always entertained this, and I love the fact that the older Supergirl is there, so you could really see the difference, that the Silver Age isn't the classic one, that it had been adopted later. Anyway, call me old-fashioned, but my number 1, classic Supergirl. Now that we counted down the costumes, let's check out the cosplayers, and I did line up these cosplayers from the worst to the best. And I don't think any of them are really bad. I gotta say, though, there's a hard time finding amateur cosplayers playing Supergirl. You find all these professional types or something, but it was really hard to find Supergirl that was in a convention with people around them. One thing I did do is I penalized for trying to be sexy. Like if you highlighted the costume and not the sexy pose or something, it went a little bit higher. That was just a rule I wanted to make. I didn't want somebody who was one of those that would put on a black bikini, a pair of ears, and say, hey, look, I'm Catwoman. So anyway, without further ado, let's check these cosplayers out. So there you go, guys. Those were the Supergirl costumes, Supergirl cosplayers. What do you think? Was there something I ranked too high, something I ranked too low? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if I missed one, because there are tons of them out there. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, but make sure that notifications are on all so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts. Now, if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi. Drop $1 in the till, into the tip jar. Help the channel out. Help us keep the lights on and make videos for you. Also, if you want to consign a video, just go on over to Ko-Fi. The link's in the description below. You just pick out a topic, you pick out whatever person or thing you want us to talk about, and we'll get that video out to you ASAP. Like, thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.